Good evening and welcome to Essential Oils Made Easy, an introduction to essential oils class with doTERRA Essential Oils and Team Share and Shine. I'm Christy Gammon, your wellness advocate and your host for this evening. I'm thrilled that you're here. This is our June 2020 edition, and before we jump in, I just invite you to settle into your space. Grab a drink of water, any essential oils that you might have on hand. If this was a live class, I'd be excited to pass around our oils as we share and learn together tonight so that you could experience them. Since we're in a virtual classroom, if you have some of your own oils on hand, I invite you to get those out and have them ready so that we can experience them together, although remotely. And what else? You might like to have a notebook and pen to take some notes as we go. But settle in. I'm going to share my screen so that you can view our presentation. And if you're here catching the recording, I'm so glad. If you're here live tonight, just know that after the formal recording of the class, I will stop the recording and then promote everyone to panelists so that we can all see each other and visit for a little bit, and we'll do any questions and answers that we have live as well. We just won't be recording that part. So sit tight if you're here live, and I'll promote you to a panelist at the end, and we can all see each other and have a little visit. We'll look forward to that. So let me just share my screen and just get this in the right view. Here we go. And so I hope you're looking forward to this little time that we have together this evening. I hope to bring to you, to your heart and to your home, a dose of hope and empowerment this evening. So the main goal for our class is to empower you, and that's got to be my favorite thing, I think, about sharing essential oils with others, and the empowerment that it gives you to learn about healthy, natural alternatives and then use them to improve your health and your family's health. That just brings me so much joy. So, and we're just going to cover 3 intentions over the course of this brief class, and they're listed here for you. You'll hear me talk about 3 cool things about oils. We'll do that first. Then we'll move into 3 ways to use your oils, and then we'll cover how to get them in your own home. Very important. So let's jump in. This is our first slide, the 3 cool things about essential oils, and we're going to be spending some time here. I'm not going to read you the information off of the slide, but I do have some important information to share. You may want to take a few notes, and you may want to screenshot this slide for your future reference. So let's start with the first cool thing about essential oils, and that is that they are safe. Essential oils are either cold pressed or steam distilled from all the different parts of plants. So roots, stems, leaves, flower petals, the rinds of a citrus fruit. All these different ways that we access these beautiful plant extracts. We harvest them sustainably wherever these plants grow indigenously on our planet. And let me just back up and say I am talking about doTERRA essential oils, and everything I'm going to say throughout the class is specific to this brand that I've come to know and love. And so if I make something of a claim or a promise to you in terms of quality or what you're going to find in these little brown bottles, that is specific to doTERRA. So as I continue, the way that we source these amazing plant extracts is through partnership with everyone from small growers to large farmers all around the world. And we love this approach that we call co-impact sourcing. It's very unique amongst essential oil providers. I think we're the only ones who do it this way. It's not easy, it's not cheap, but it's the right way. And it makes me feel so good to hear all the stories coming out. So what does co-impact sourcing mean? When we go to the ends of the earth, all the places where these beautiful plants were made to grow and thrive, and we work with the people who have been growing them and harvesting them for generations. They know how to love on and care for these plants like no one else because they've passed it on from generation to generation. We partner with them, we link arms, and we not only support them economically by buying their amazing plant extracts, but we also give back to all of these different communities around the world. As we get to know them as partners, as brothers and sisters, we find out what their needs are. Is it clean water, access to education, good medical care, safe roads, infrastructure? It goes on, and we have great joy and success in partnering with people and just lifting up people all around the globe. And so that care and attention to the sourcing of the oils then follows through the process, all the way through distilling and testing, and distilling, bottling, and testing, and preparing these oils to market until they reach you and me to be able to use safely in our own homes with our families. Another important component of this process is our testing, which I mentioned. So doTERRA has another very unique approach to testing. It's 3-tiered. The process begins in the distillery, then it moves to a third party for testing, and finally into our own labs. Our tests cover 8 broad categories and include more than 50 individual measures to make sure that our oils are the purest and most potent on the market today. And you will find, once they've passed through all of this levels of testing, what we end up with are these amazing oils that qualify for our CPTG standard, and that stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and that is the gold standard. That's the highest quality standard you can find in essential oils. And what that means in plain English is that we're not adding anything that shouldn't be in your bottle of oil, and we're not taking anything out. And so it's pure, it's potent, and it's safe. And for the essence of time, I would love to share with you 2 resources. You can count this as your homework. I would love for you to spend a little time on your own perusing doTERRA.com and source2you.com. And that will give you even more food for thought in this category. So on the doTERRA.com website, it's very extensive. So for the purposes of me guiding you there tonight, I would love for you to check out the section called Discover. And when you go to Discover, you'll find there's 3 different ways that you can search, and you can learn about the products, you can learn about a variety of health and wellness topics, or you can search by body system. So there'll be 3 different ways that you can learn about our essential oils and products and how to use them to improve your health. And then the second website, source2you.com, and that's spelled out. I'll spell it out for you. SOURCETOYOU, and there's no spaces, source2you.com. And on that website, you'll find 2 distinct sections. The first one is where you can enter the code that's found on every bottle of essential oil. And so I'll just grab my peppermint here and give you a close-up. See, there's a little white number on the bottom of that bottle. So you can enter that code on the one half of the source2you.com website, and you'll get access to all the testing that links to this batch of peppermint oil. Then on the other side of the website, grab your tissues, because it's all of the heartwarming stories of co-impact sourcing and how we partner with people all around the world, and just how we all are blessed through this process. And so I invite you to choose any one of the beautiful stories about growers and partners around the world. It will bless you, and it will give you a little more in-depth look into the heart and soul of our company. And so that's one of my favorite parts about doTERRA, and I invite you to go there as well. And so as we wrap up our first cool thing about essential oils, I do want to mention peppermint for a moment. So if you have peppermint on hand, I would love for you to just put a drop in your palm There we go. And I'll show you our signature doTERRA move. You're going to just rub that oil in and then take a very deep inhale. Just enjoy that. Some of my favorite things about peppermint oil, in addition to what you'll read on the screen, because it's all of that, I always start a class with peppermint oil because for two reasons. First of all, it opens up your airways. So you're about to enjoy all the aromatherapy of the different oils we'll sample and experience during the class. The second thing is that it opens up your mind to receive information. If you've ever heard of eating a piece of peppermint candy while you're taking the class or while you're studying for a test, and then popping that piece of candy, another piece of the same candy in your mouth while you take your test, it's because that peppermint helps with retention of information and recall. So hopefully you're hearing a lot of amazing and wonderful things over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, and you're going to want to remember those. So enjoy your peppermint. If you're feeling warm here in Central Ohio, it's been a warm day, you can put some on the back of your neck and that will cool you right down. Of course, I'm freezing because we have air conditioning on in the house. So I'm going to refrain from putting some peppermint on the back of my neck, but you are welcome to do that. Certainly enjoy breathing that in and letting it open you up and not only experience your peppermint, but all the oils that we're going to experience aromatically and learn about over the course of our time together tonight. So then let's move forward into our second cool thing about essential oils, and that's that they are effective. I want to draw your attention to the little cell diagram in the middle panel on your screen. And this, while rudimentary, is a picture of a cell structure, and I want to point out just a couple parts of the cell. So we have the surrounding area, the outside of the cell, that's where you see the little jelly bean looking guy. And then we have the interior of the cell. There's where you see the circular little splat. And then you have the wavy lines. And the wavy lines where it says essential oil designates the receptor site of that cell. And so receptors are a really important part of each of the cells in our bodies. It allows our central nervous system to be able to communicate, send messages from the various parts of our body, especially our brain, to our individual cells. But these messages are carried by hormones called ligands, and they can flow freely throughout the body. And so they can reach all the different cells no matter where they live inside the body, and they can access the interior of the cell through that receptor site, unless the receptor site becomes blocked. And that's what's really important to know just about your health in general, that you want to have these open receptor sites that are ready to receive information and allow your cells to function properly. So what are some ways that receptor sites might become blocked? So if you have stress, if you have any toxic load in your body, if you have any sign of illness or disease, pain and inflammation are good warning signs. So if that receptor site becomes blocked, then the body's not able to communicate through those hormones with the individual cells, and our essential oils won't be able to pass through either. And so what's exciting, if you haven't identified those two little blobs yet, the one hovering there on the outside is a bacteria. The one that lives inside the cell is a virus. And what we find with modern medicines is that they're created in labs. Interestingly enough, they are modeled after our amazing plants and plant extracts. But even doing the best they can, our modern medicines are too large to access the interior of the cell. So they can only access general areas in the body outside of our cells. And because they're not born, if you will, with intelligence of how to function in the body, they just go in and wipe out everything. So they don't distinguish between what's good in the body and what's bad in the body. They'll just go in and wipe out anything that they can find in their way. So essential oils, because they're plant derived, have that intelligence. They were born with it. They know how to function in our bodies because they're made with like materials, and they are chemical compounds. So they can not only flow freely throughout the entire body, they can also access the interior of the cell through a clean receptor site. And so let me just tell you one more really cool thing about essential oils. And you'll be glad to know that the scientists at doTERRA are not just concerned with aromatherapy. Yes, rest assured, our blends smell amazing. But in addition to that, we've got botanists and chemists working together so that when they combine single essential oils into a blend, they're also looking at the chemical constituencies and what properties does this specific essential oil or category of oils bring to the table. And so let me just outline 3 broad categories of essential oils. And the first one is phenylpropanoids, and we can thank them because their main job is to make sure that receptor sites are clean. So when you have an essential oil that's a phenylpropanoid come into the body, it's on assignment and it goes right for your receptor cells and begins cleaning them. Then we have the group called sesquiterpenes. And if the essential oil is part of this group, then its main function is to access the inside of the cell and erase or delete any bad information. Amazing. And then final group that I'll talk about right now, and there are many more groups that do all kinds of cool things, but I'm just focusing on these 3 broad ones to make a point for you. The third group is monoterpenes. And their main function is to, again, access the interior of the cell, and they reprogram and reestablish the information in the cell back to a healthy state. And so what I want you to think about is if when our scientists, our chemists are at work developing our blends, what if, and yes, they do this over and over again, they come up with something that not only smells amazing, but has a winning combination of all of these categories of oils so that you're getting that triple punch. Someone's coming in and cleaning the receptor site, someone's coming in and erasing bad information, and a third friend is coming in and resetting everything and restoring your health, essentially. And so this is why from time to time, even with just 1 drop, the result of an essential oil application can be instant and sometimes permanent. Wow. And so the oil that I want to highlight under effective is On Guard. And this is our immune support blend. If you have your On Guard on hand, go ahead and take that out. And in each instance, just go ahead and breathe it right from the bottle. Experience it aromatically. This is a warm oil. It's got a lot of fall kind of smells to it, wild orange and cinnamon and clove, rosemary and eucalyptus. All 5 oils bringing tremendous properties to help boost your immune system. And this was one of the first oils that I was introduced to when I started my doTERRA journey 10 years ago this month. And I just fell in love. I noticed a difference right away putting this on my hands and feet morning and night in my energy and my stamina and the recovery of my health. And to this day, this is a staple in our family. And we use this to just boost our immune systems proactively as needed. And so that's definitely an oil that you want to have on hand in your home as well. And so let's cover the third cool thing about essential oils, and that is affordable. And while you look at the screen, I want to just give you a little illustration that I call counting the cost. And I wanted to pick something that's pretty common to most people or households. Either you or someone in your family has probably had ear discomfort before. And so we'll use that as just our general example. And first I want to look at how I would handle ear discomfort in my home using my essential oils. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that a simple dose of just a couple drops of each oil of lavender and tea tree are only going to cost me 32 cents. So at the onset, either I'm experiencing some discomfort or someone in my family is, and they come to me and they let me know. Even if that's just a little one, tugging on the ear. That's how you know. I'm going to put a couple drops of each of those oils on a cotton ball, and then I'm going to nest it inside the ear. And some of the benefits of using this approach are that either I or my loved one get the benefit of just my loving touch. I'm in my own home, my environment feels safe and familiar, and I can add prayer if I want to, or a hug, or just some encouraging words, what's ever needed. There's just a lot of love involved in that application. We get to stay home. We don't have to get in the car and go anywhere. And so there's just a huge level of convenience with this process. We have an occurrence of something, we decide what we're going to do about it, we address it in the way that we feel best. We might consult a reference book if we are not sure what to do, or we might call someone who has more essential oils experience than we do ourselves. So we might reach out and do some research or get some assistance. But whatever the case, we're able to address that concern and then experience recovery in the comfort of our own home in the manner that we're most comfortable with. And so this is why we say with a book and a box, you can address nearly, if not more than 80% of the common ailments that you or your family are going to bump into. And so over time, what you're going to experience is a decline in your overall healthcare costs. For us personally, over the past 10 years using our essential oils, we've felt very comfortable employing just the highest deductible health insurance with the lowest monthly payment, because we just rarely ever use it. We feel entirely comfortable with that. And so what we experience overall is more health and more freedom. And if that's not empowering, I don't know what is. And so you contrast that with the modern, everyday approach. Someone, either yourself or someone in your family, comes to you and says, I've got this issue. So you're going to need to schedule a doctor appointment and wait until you can get on that schedule. And then when the time comes, you're going to drive and go to that doctor's office. You're going to wait in the waiting room. You're going to pay a copay at some point. When you get called back, you're going to wait to see a doctor or a physician's assistant or a nurse, and they're going to help you diagnose what's going on. Then you're going to wait, and best case scenario in this option is that they're going to write you out a prescription, probably for an antibiotic. And so then you're going to drive to a pharmacy if it's not all built into the same location, and you're going to wait, and then you're going to pay, and then you're going to get your dose. And while you may have some relief over time, unfortunately, the short and long-term effects of putting antibiotics into your body is something to consider. There can be extreme cases, and especially in the case of something like ear discomfort, where it can be repetitive in some people, if you're overusing antibiotics over time, then, in an extreme case, later in life, if you have a more threatening situation and really need to depend on an antibiotic and your body has built up resistance because you've used them so often, then you don't get the true benefit of that medicine when you really need it. And so over time, in this example, what I see is just a rise in the healthcare costs, a lot more paying out, and then kind of a vicious cycle of a lot more dependence on the system. So a potentially less healthy cycle to get into, more expensive and more dependent. And so some food for thought when you think about what are your options, what is available to you, and what are you willing to invest in for the overall health and benefit of your family. And so I just want to talk for a minute about both lavender and tea tree. I mentioned both of those in our little ear discomfort example, and they're here, and I invite you to open them up and at the least, breathe in those lovely aromas. But I think I forgot to say last time, I invite you, if there are any of these oils that are really speaking to you in this moment, and you think, oh, I want to do more than just smell it out of the bottle, then go ahead and repeat what we did with the peppermint and put it in the palm of your hand, rub it together, smell it, maybe put some on the back of your neck or your pulse points. Just really enjoy and experience your oil. As we talk about some of the oils that we'll use in the different ways, certainly use any of the oils that we experience together. Put them right on location. So lavender, it's there on the screen. A favorite way to use that in our family is in our seasonal blend that we use for seasonal threats. It's lemon, lavender, and peppermint. A couple drops of each in your diffuser. You can put a couple drops of each in a capsule, or you can purchase Tri-Ease, which comes pre-blended for you. And you can also drink it in a beverage if you want to do that. Kate, our daughter, doesn't like swallowing pills, so for her we make up a custom roller ball and we do diffusing. Greg and I both use the Tri-Ease, and so for seasonal threats we absolutely love the combination of lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And then just as a general rule, lavender we call the Swiss Army knife of oils. When in doubt, get your lavender out. So if you only had lavender, you could just do myriad things to boost your health and wellness. I always encourage you to dig in and learn as much as you can with each and every one of these little bottles. There is a wealth of information to learn, not only with the physical aspects, which mostly we're covering tonight, but also the emotional aspects. And if you want to take a little deeper dive with me into the emotional aspects of our oils, then I would encourage you, I'm going to share some dates for other classes coming up this month, and Essential Emotions is one of those. Tonight in the intro class, I'm going to feature more of a focus on our physical benefits. And then tea tree, as I also wanted to mention, also known as Melaleuca. This oil we use for anything and everything skin. It's just so supportive. It also purifies the air. And just for fun, I wanted to read you some of the physical properties of this oil. On average, every single oil has at least 8 physical properties that it brings to the party. And so tea tree is just a great one to highlight, but they're all like this. And so you think about when you get 5 or 6 or 7 oils, single oils in a blend, how you're just multiplying and multiplying these physical properties and all the benefits that you get. So tea tree is analgesic, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antiparasitic, antiseptic, and antiviral. So definitely one you want to have in your personal collection. And so let's move forward. That was 3 cool things about essential oils. And we want to move now into the second item on our agenda, our second intention, as we listed in the beginning, 3 ways to use doTERRA essential oils. And again, I'm purposefully saying doTERRA essential oils because while you may experience other oils, maybe from a grocery store or a health food store, aromatically and not suffer too many consequences, you definitely wouldn't want to use those lower grade oils topically on your skin because that is soaking in to your bloodstream and circulating throughout your body. So you want to be very careful about what you put on your skin, and you definitely would not want to ingest those oils. Friends don't let friends buy oils from Amazon or the grocery store or Bed Bath & Beyond or even Whole Foods. The quality that you're looking for when you hear me talk about some of these uses and benefits, you're only going to find in doTERRA. So, and I would venture a guess that once you start getting used to your doTERRA oils, if you even tried to experience another oil aromatically, I hear this all the time from customers and team members, maybe someone gifted them a bottle or they had, a few oils from a past collection that they thought, oh, I'm running low on my lavender, so I'm just going to grab this old bottle. I hate to throw it away, but the moment they smell it, they realize, oh no, there's something wrong with this. Either there's something missing or there's something that's been added that just shouldn't be there and it does not smell right. And so they throw it away. I even had a new person sit with me for a wellness consultation, and she enrolled with her membership. And as a symbol of her commitment to a new healthy lifestyle, incorporating doTERRA oils, she turned over to me her little baggie with, I don't know, 6 or 8 other brands of oils that she had collected over time. She's like, I turn these over to you so you can throw them in the trash. So we had a little ceremonial throwing away of the old oils. But moving on, aromatic, easiest way to experience so many benefits of your oils. And I'm going to have a couple of oils to highlight for each of these categories as we move forward. So you can read there the benefits of aromatic application. So we can, like we illustrated at the beginning of the class, just smell from the bottle, put a drop in the palm of the hands. Everybody has their own built-in diffuser. You can enjoy that. I am using a special little diffuser tonight. I'm gonna hold this up so you can see. This is our brand new portable diffuser called the Pilot. So here it is. I don't know if you can see, it's actively diffusing and it is not plugged into anything. So how cool is that? This little baby you can charge up over a couple hours of time, and then it diffuses for about 3 hours of time, and you just carry it around with you wherever you go, room to room. And so I recently did my iTovi scan. I update that every 3 months. If you're not sure what that is, what I'm talking about, hit me up later and we can talk about it. But one of the oils that was recommended for me was cardamom. And so I've got cardamom in my portable diffuser, and I'm just carrying it with me throughout the day so I can keep benefiting from that incredible oil. So then a word or two on topical use, which is the second way you can use your oils. I have a couple different safety notes that I want to share with you. The first thing I like to do when we talk about topical application is dilution. I like to define that because a lot of times people think when you talk about diluting that you're reducing the strength or the efficacy of something, and that's not the case. As we talked about, 1 drop of oil can be really powerful. And so if you're spreading that oil over a large area, say you have some back pain, and you really don't want to dump out, a big bottle of oil to cover, the larger area where you're experiencing that pain, you can use dilution. We have fractionated coconut oil, and we also have this plain lotion. It's entirely plain. There's no scent. You can use it plain if you want, or you can combine it with any oil. So it pairs really well with any oil that you might choose. And that way you can just use a drop or 2 of your essential oil, but spread it over a larger area. And then secondly, the thing that dilution is going to do for you is it slows the absorption rate into the skin. So if you have a warm oil like On Guard, which we highlighted, or something cool like peppermint, which we've talked about, and you maybe have some skin sensitivity when you apply that neat onto your skin, so you can use dilution. It's very important for young children and babies, our pets, maybe seniors, or just anyone who has sensitive skin. You want to always consider dilution, and there are typically notes about that either on the bottle of oil themselves or in your reference book. And then a couple safety tips. You would never want to put your essential oils up your nose, in your eye, or in your ear canal. They just don't function there. So if you want to get them close to the inside of your nose, just right here is fine. And you'll see it'll be very intense. You don't need to put it up inside the nose. When you're treating something to do with your eyes, you just want to follow the bone structure of your eye or the person that you're helping, and just go outside that bone structure. And then the essential oil is intelligent. As I mentioned, it will know how to go where it needs to go once it gets absorbed into the skin, but it's not comfortable to put right in the eye, so you never want to do that. And then finally, like I mentioned with our ear discomfort example, I used a cotton ball to nest inside the ear. You can always do that. Put a drop or 2 of oil on your cotton ball and just nest inside the ear cavity there. Or same with the eye, you can just go around the outside of the ear. Down here and behind the ear are just really nice places to put some oil and let that soak in, and you will feel it working immediately. Also, because the weather is starting to get a little nice, I need to mention sun sensitivity. Some of our oils, all of our citrus oils, for the most part, are photosensitive. So you're going to need about 12 hours. You either want to resist them during the summer, drink them in your water, which is great. We'll talk about that next. Put them on less conspicuous areas of the body, things that maybe will still be covered with clothing when you go out. You could use them at nighttime when you know you're going to be sleeping and not out until the next day. And one great citrus oil, if you can't resist, I love to use my plain lotion and a citrus oil as I hydrate and moisturize my skin after my shower. So all over my arms and my legs. And because that skin is getting more exposure in the summer, I love having the moisture. I really love having a citrus smell because it gives me such a boost of energy and boosts my mood, but I wouldn't want to get burned out in the sun. And so a great choice is green mandarin. So just make a little note, green mandarin is your one citrus oil that is not photosensitive. Another fun one to use is lemongrass. It's not technically a citrus oil, it's a grass. And so you get that light, bright, citrusy smell from lemongrass. If you like that scent, I happen to love it. But you don't have the photosensitivity that you would get with your citrus oils. So just a couple of safety tips for you there. And then final way to use your essential oils is internally. And just one more underscore of you only want to ever ingest doTERRA essential oils. We got to guarantee that safety. And so as I mentioned, you might want to drink your citrus oils in your water. If you're using beverage to ingest your oils, you want to either use a glass container, stainless steel, or a ceramic mug is nice too if you're going to put them in your tea or hot cocoa. We have veggie caps that you can fill. You can make custom capsules to take, or you can just drop an essential oil under your tongue. It's also effective. How do you know which oils to ingest? Any of our oils that have supplement facts on the bottle, you know you can ingest. And there are only a couple of oils in doTERRA's collection that have a safety cap on the top. Just a note that that would not indicate a poison control situation if by chance a couple drops of, say, deep blue or wintergreen oil were ingested. It just means that they don't process like we would like them to through the digestive system. So you might have some stomach upset, you might have some pain or cramping at worst, but they do try to prevent that from happening by putting that child safety cap on top of just a couple of our oils. Okay, and so as promised, I want to spotlight just a few more so that we cover our top 10 oils. Lemon is a favorite. This is the one that Greg drinks in his water every day. I'll let you read the screen on all of these so that you can see if they're recommended for aromatic, topical, or internal use. You can see that lemon is one that's recommended for all three. Love the fruity, citrusy smell of lemon. It smells like candy to me. And as I mentioned before, our favorite way to use lemon in our house, if not just diffusing it or smelling it out of the bottle, is in our seasonal recipe. We definitely do that, and we use it frequently in our green cleaning. I love putting lemon, lime, and tea tree together in my steam mop or in the diffuser as I'm cleaning the house. Just smells amazing, and it's purifying the air, and it's cleaning surfaces as well. Frankincense. Now, these two oils are my internal examples, but this is another one, as you can see, that can be used any of the three ways. So frankincense we call the king of oils, and I like to call it Jesus in a bottle. My favorite way to use frankincense, even though you can use it for almost anything from A to Z, is in prayer and meditation. And for that, I use frankincense almost every day. On the screen there, you'll note helps cells perform optimally. I won't go into detail here, but if you have questions about what that means, please reach out to me and we can talk about that more in person. Digestin, these next two oils are amazing topical oils, which are so easy to talk about. So Digestin, it's going to do whatever you need to bring your digestive system into a state of zen or into balance. So if something's moving and you need it to slow down or stop, if something's not moving and you need it to go, or anything in between, Digestin is your oil. And just like you might think, you're just going to intuit, okay, where would I put this oil? Just directly on your tummy. Now you can ingest it, you can breathe it out of the bottle or diffuse it, but I find the most effective way to use it is on location. Just when you rub a drop or two right directly on your tummy, you just feel this cooling, soothing sensation immediately. And it's just so effective. So many people use Digestin for really any digestive issue. It's by far and away one of our most popular topical oils. So I highly recommend that if you experience any type of digestive discomfort. And then Deep Blue, of course. Oh my goodness. Everything on the screen, if you are an athlete or if you are just a weekend warrior, gym rat, you can use your Deep Blue pre-workout, post-workout, pre-marathon, post-marathon, you know, whatever it is you're doing, pre-gardening, post-gardening. If you just wake up in the morning and you slept wrong and your neck's bothering you, Deep Blue is your friend. It also comes in a rub. It's just so soothing and effective. You definitely want to have this as part of your first aid. And ask me to tell you the story of Kate's broken toe, because I've been saying for 10 years now that there are no essential oils to fix a broken bone, but there's not much they can do for a broken toe if you're to go to the emergency room anyway. And so when Kate fell onto concrete, swinging from a hammock onto concrete and broke her toe, she asked if we could please handle it at home. So we taped it to the one next to it, and we used a profuse amount of oils for a couple of days, but where she landed, her favorite oil was Deep Blue. She loved the cooling, tingling. She didn't even have to use an ice bag so much because she felt like the Deep Blue was giving her that cold, just healing sensation that she was getting from her little bag of ice. We, of course, threw lots of other oils at her as well, and that's why if this is meaningful to you, let me know. I can describe for you the full protocol of what we did, but she went from absolute pain and no mobility to 3.5, 4 days later being able to walk and move her foot and her toe. It was her big toe, and so she was able to walk and move her foot just completely normally in a few days' time. So I was really proud of her for being a great patient, and we were so pleased to have our essential oils on hand to help us get over that really quickly. And then 2 more oils I want to spotlight. Breathe. Very easy to understand what this oil is for. All things respiratory in our home. We just love diffusing it or breathing it right out of the bottle. If you're having some trouble breathing, if you have some ailment that you're experiencing that's coming with some chest tightness or some congestion, in addition to using it aromatically, you might want to also use this one topically and just put it right on the chest or the lungs and get a much better night's sleep. And then another great aromatic oil is wild orange. And if you remember back to the slide where it talked about the benefits of aromatic use, including a boost to mood, I like to call wild orange sunshine in a bottle, because as soon as you smell it, it's very difficult not to smile. It smells delicious and amazing. It just boosts your mood and your energy. Now I'll probably start talking faster. All at once. And this is also a great oil for cleaning. We use it in so many ways in our home. Absolutely love our wild orange. You can put that one in your water and drink it too. So I want you to take a moment and think about yourself. I want you to just jot down in your notes 3 things, and you can take this from the perspective of these are my top health goals or these are my top health concerns. You can look at that either way you want. And based on what you've learned so far, if you have an idea of an oil that might match up with one of your goals or concerns, you can make a note of that here as well. And I want to give you a moment to do that. And while you do, I want to talk to you about my absolute favorite doTERRA products. I would be remiss if I did not mention this. I try to mention our LLV, Lifelong Vitality Pack, in every class that I teach. And so there's lots of goodness packed onto this screen. If you want to feel awesome, if you start making your list of here are my goals and concerns, and you mention anything that sounds like energy or focus or inflammation or pain relief or overall well-being or stress or sleep or digestive function or cardiovascular function, on and on and on, you may want to consider our Lifelong Vitality Pack as just a foundation of your health. Greg and I both take these daily, and they absolutely rock our worlds. They change our lives, and we can't imagine life without them. We've even noticed improvement in our eyesight. Oh my goodness, the strength in hair and nails, and it just goes on and on. So really anything that you're interested in moving the needle on, I would always start with the LLV as a baseline. And so now that you have your list, you have your 3 top goals or concerns, and you have some ideas about what you would use to address them, let's cover our third and final point and start to wrap up our class with how do we get these essential oils into our own homes. So you have 3 ways to purchase. Of course, I'm going to mention retail because it's out there. You might see it if you go to your chiropractor or hair salon or spa for a massage. Your therapist is going to offer the products in a retail format because that is their option. So it's available, but don't buy your stuff that way. Move directly to number 2. You at least want to get your own wholesale account. Works just like Costco. You have your own membership. You just automatically get that 25% below retail discount on anything you buy. And there's no catch. You don't have to, there's no minimums to order each month. You don't have to order every month if you don't want to. It's just a really easy way to get the best products for the best price. Then if you do want to up your game a little bit, you can look at door number 3, and that is purchasing wholesale plus points. And as a wholesale member, you would have the option to join our loyalty rewards program, which then gets you into all kinds of opportunities to earn free product. And so if that's of interest to you, we can go over that in more detail. Let me know. So the number 1 way to enroll with your own doTERRA membership is to choose a kit. You can custom build an order. You can get anything you want a la carte. But if you choose a kit, then it waives the $35 membership fee. Your initial member fee is $35. Every year thereafter, it drops down to $25, and you get a free 15 milliliter bottle of peppermint, which is a great deal. But if you can save that $35 up front, we'd love to do that as well. And we have 6 different kits you can choose from. And let me go through those one at a time. The Healthy Start Kit is a great place to start. It's the top 10 oils. It's all the oils that we've talked about tonight, plus the little Brevi diffuser. And you can see the pricing and the point value on there. Points typically work with essential oils in a 1-to-1 ratio with dollars. On these kits, you're going to see a little larger disparity between points and dollars because the kits are even priced below wholesale. So this is the absolute cheapest you're ever going to get to buy your oils. That's another reason why we like to recommend the kits. Second kit option is the Healthy Habits Kit. So if you liked what I had to say about the supplements, you could round those out with your digestive enzyme and your probiotic, and then add some of our favorite oils in a deep blue rub. If this kit is of interest to you, it also comes with this little daily wellness plan that I've mapped out for you so that you know how to weave these products into your daily routine. Very cool. The Healthy Essentials Kit is a new addition to our enrollment kit lineup, and it does have some of our favorite oils. A lot of the oils you'll recognize from what we went over in the class tonight. We also throw in Adaptive, Balance, and Copaiba, which are definite favorites in our home. Adaptive and Balance, you'll hear me talk about in more depth in the Essential Emotions class that we have coming up. So another little plug for that. The Healthy Home Kit. So again, we're looking at those top 10 oils in a Brevi diffuser, but if you're thinking, I would like to start making some simple swaps throughout my home, where can I reduce toxins coming into my body, thinking specifically, where do products touch my skin and I know they're soaking into my bloodstream and having an impact? Where could I be a little smarter, a little healthier? These are some great ways to make simple swaps with your shampoo and conditioner, toothpaste, household cleaner, and hand soap and hand sanitizer. Those are all part of our get 4 of our On Guard line products in addition to the shampoo and the conditioner. So that's a good place to start as well. This Natural Solutions Kit is the kit that Greg and I chose when we enrolled, and we've never regretted it for a second. We loved buying this kit. We felt absolutely empowered. When we looked something in our book, we almost always had exactly what was being called for, and so we felt equipped and able to really handle anything that life was throwing at us. The beauty of this kit is you get a little bit of every category of what doTERRA has to offer, and so it's a real true sampling of all of the best of what they offer. And then one final kit option, this is really unique and fun. It's called the Simple Solutions Kit, and it's meant to be customized. So with your Deep Blue Rub, your Lemon, your On Guard, and Serenity, you're going to be able to address the top health concerns that are probably on most of your lists right now. So pain and inflammation, cleansing or reducing your toxic load, respiratory issues, and digestive issues, immune boosting, and rest and stress management. So it really covers a lot of broad areas with just those 4. But we figured some people are really going to want to customize and focus in on a particular area. So there are some ideas there. Maybe you have little kids in the home, so you want to pair your Simple Solutions with the kids collection. Or you just want to go deeper into some more oils to support digestion, sleep, and stress, so on. I can help you with recommendations in any of those categories. Let me know where you want to focus, and I can help determine what is the best to add to your personal kit. The fun part about this is that it feels like a custom enrollment, but you also get the benefit of waiving that $35. So it's a really fun option. So I want to highlight just a couple promos that are going on specific to the month of June 2020. So if you're watching within the month of June, this is for you. And if you're watching at a later date, then you just want to connect with the person who invited you to watch this and find out what this month's specials are. So if you place a 200 PV order, many of the kits that we just went over qualify for this promotion. You're going to get a free bottle of Immortelle, and this is a $69 wholesale value. So it's a very valuable oil to add to your collection, absolutely for free, especially if you're choosing one of these kits anyway. Another fun promotion that we have going on in June is this limited time Citrus Bloom collection, and it is everything. And I'm just going to put on, I just got my order this weekend. I'm absolutely in love. Oop, that's a lot. I do love it. I probably shouldn't be loving it this much. I'll try not to touch my papers for a minute. I do not have trouble with dry skin on my hands, so I'm just going to go right up my arms a little bit. It's in the evening, so I won't have a risk of photosensitivity for the next 12 hours, so I feel comfortable putting this on my arms. I put a little bit too much for just my hands, but this lotion is fabulous. It's so hydrating and moisturizing. It feels amazing, and it smells like citrus bloom, which there's just not much in life that's better than the smell of citrus bloom. So the collections are still in stock. You can get 2 per account. And if you wanted to, you can also buy some of the products individually. We started out with all 4, but the body wash and the foaming hand wash as individual products have sold out. So the only way to get all 4 is to buy the collection, or if you just wanted to get a tube of lotion or a deodorant, you can still buy those as individuals. Really fun. And finally, Amavi collection is our Father's Day collection. So this blend is specially tailored to men. I just wanted to show you the the beautiful bag. It's really nice construction. It's very sturdy, and I like that it has this little handle on the end so that you could hold it up in, it's actually on both ends, so you can go either end. You can put it on a shower door or wherever to hold it up. It's big enough to handle all of your toiletries and great to take if you're traveling or just going to the gym. So wonderful collection. People wait all year for this and stock up. Greg's very excited to get some more for Father's Day because we haven't had any since last Father's Day. So highly recommend this really cool collection of the roller and the bar of soap and the cool bag. So, okay, let's wrap up the class. Final couple of slides here. Typically, there are 3 people who attend my classes, and so I just like to address each of you here as we wrap up. There are some people who attend a health and wellness class because they just want to either invest more in their healthy lifestyle, grow more into it, or start exploring it for the first time. And so if that's you, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Please let me know how I can help support you as you just start to incorporate essential oils into your daily lifestyle. Now, there are some of you who have been sitting here as we've talked about the different oils and thought of specific people. Oh, I want to share this with my mom, or I need to get a little sample of that for my neighbor. If that's you, that's a lot of people do that. Hopefully you've been making some notes, but just think of yourself as a sharer, and then we can talk about what that means. And then finally, there are people who are thinking the whole time, I really love what Christy's doing. She seems to have so much fun with what she's doing. I could teach a class like this. That doesn't seem difficult to do. I would really love to bless others, to help educate others on how to use essential oils and either supplement or replace my income with a health and wellness business that includes doTERRA. So if that's you, we can talk about that more in depth as well. And one more opportunity, if you're either thinking along the lines of sharing or building, and you've been thinking of other people that you'd like to share with, if you would like to host an online class, I have a gift for you. I've got a collection of doTERRA keychains on hand, which are super cute, and I will put one aside with your name on it if you reach out to me tonight and let me know that you want to host a class. And we will pick a date, and I will save your keychain for you. And then on the day of your class, depending on how many people come, I will fill your keychain with as many as 8 oil samples. So if you have 6 people attend your class, I will get you 6 oil samples for free. If you have all 8 people attend your class, then you can get all 8 samples, and you can choose whatever oils you want as your samples in your keychain. So let me know if that's for you. So this is what I want to ask you to do. I want you to text me, or that would be if I'm your person. If someone else invited you to the class tonight, we have lots of great leaders on our team who might be sharing out this class. You want to text them. And whether it's me or another leader, what I want you to text them is which type of person you are, if it's your time to enroll, which kit or products that you might be thinking about, or if you need help, and if you want to book a class and be a host. We would love to hear from you. And you can also put in there, if you're needing help with recommendations, you can fit in there your top 3 health goals or concerns, and then we'll have that information when we get back with you. We'll know how to help build a recommendation for you. So just to recap, I'd love to have you either text me or the leader who invited you tonight and give us 3 things. The first would be what type of person you are. The second is what type of kit are you thinking about, or what are your top 3 health goals or concerns and what products you're thinking about for them, or if you need help making a recommendation. And then third, if you're interested in hosting a class, give us some dates and we'll get back to you and schedule that, and we will put your keychain on hold for you. And so since I'm asking you to do something, I want to let you know what I and members of my team are going to do back for you. These are what you can expect from us. We're going to give you a welcome packet when you join our amazing team. You get a free wellness consult that's one-on-one with either you and me or you and whatever leader invited you. You'll have access to our education and training, which a lot of it is online. You can access in the comfort of your own home, the convenience of your schedule, and then you'll be part of a thriving community. We have lots of fun, we have giveaways, and you'll have ongoing support as you begin your journey. And so that is the end of our formal class. I just want to say thank you so much to anyone who either attended live tonight or are catching the recording at a later date. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this information has blessed you, and I can't wait to hear from you. For those of you who are attending live, I will stop the recording and visit with you all in person. So make sure to stick around for that. Thanks so much and have a great night.